everybody. It is the Icon Jonny K. It is a little bit of a different view tonight, as I am in a hotel room right now. And no, I am not in Dallas, Texas. I am actually in the middle part of Wisconsin, the northeastern part of Wisconsin right now with my family, not in my studio at home. So a little bit of a different look here for the NXT Stand and Deliver predictions tonight. Thank you very much for tuning in. This is going to be a very short broadcast tonight because I just want to get into my predictions for the show tomorrow. And I got to keep the streak going. 31 straight days of live broadcasts here on YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch. First of all, I need to apologize. I was planning on doing this around 11 a.m. Central Time, and some things ended up happening. I've been planning on doing this for the last 2 hours. And again, some things ended up happening. But we're here tonight, and I will be back in the studio tomorrow, I promise. But let's get right into it with predictions tonight. Don't forget, please click on the link tree in the bio, wherever you may be watching this, and you can find out, find out all of our different social media. You can get connected on everything. Yes, Lucas, we did hit it. Thank you very much. All right, let's get into the first match. It is the NXT Women's Tag Team Championship match. Toxic Attraction, Gigi Dolan, and Jacy Jayne. The champions taking on the newly reformed team of Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai. Obviously, there was not a lot of time to build this match because it literally just came up out of nowhere. We saw Toxic Attraction. They had taken out Dakota Kai's partner, Wendy Chu, earlier in the night. Dakota Kai comes down to the ring to attack all three members of Toxic Attraction. And who comes out to rescue her but Raquel Gonzalez? And keep in mind, Dakota Kai turned on Raquel Gonzalez not that long ago. But now she is back, and they are challenging for the NXT Women's Tag Team Championships. Toxic Attraction has really done nothing with these titles. You can say the same thing about Mandy Rose as the NXT Women's Champion. It really was a transitional championship for both teams, actually on both levels. And I can tell you, I'm going with new champions. Raquel Gonzalez, Dakota Kai will dethrone Toxic Attraction. And this is actually going to be a theme for the evening. Lucas disagrees. He says it's going to be Toxic Attraction. No, I believe that the belts are going to change hands because realistically, there is nobody else in the division right now to challenge them. There is nobody else left for Gigi Dolan and Jacy Jayne to defend the titles against. So we are going to see brand new champions. In what could be the match of the weekend for WWE, or it's going to be right up there, the North American Championship ladder match. Carmelo Hayes defending his title against Santos Escobar, Solo Sikoa, Grayson Waller, and Cameron Grimes. There is only two ways this match goes. Carmelo Hayes is either going to retain the championship or Cameron Grimes is going to be the new North American champion. And I wouldn't be surprised if Cameron Grimes did win this championship simply because of the fact that we've seen the build over the last couple of weeks. He got the last opportunity to come in. He's doing this for his dad. He has been working long and hard to get to this championship. Carmelo Hayes has been great as a North American champion, but I believe there are more things planned down the road for him. Wouldn't be surprised if he retains, but I am going to go with Cameron Grimes with the victory and the brand new North American champion. In a match that doesn't make a ton of sense to me, Tommaso Ciampa, in what looks to be his final match in NXT, is taking on Tony D'Angelo. Tony D'Angelo, he attacked Tommaso Ciampa a few weeks ago with the lead pipe. Tommaso Ciampa, most likely on his way out of NXT, on his way up to the main roster, typically this would be the thing where the veteran that's on his way out would actually be uh, giving up the, taking the L to give the push to the new talent. But Tony D'Angelo is not the guy that deserves this. This is not the guy that I would expect to see this from. And maybe he'll get a little bit of a rub in this match from Tommaso Ciampa, but there is no way that this is the guy that Ciampa loses to on the way out of NXT. Now, Tommaso Ciampa, as I said, is on his way up to the main roster and possibly could be in a new heel faction with Edge. Though I don't think that's the way it's going. That's one report is potentially him. I don't see that happening. Tommaso Ciampa picks up the victory here. The NXT Women's Fatal 4-Way match for the championship. Mandy Rose defending against Cora Jade, Io Shirai, and Kaylee Ray. As we've all seen, it was originally supposed to be one-on-one Mandy Rose versus Cora Jade, but Io Shirai and Kaylee Ray, after they won the Women's Dusty Cup, decided, hey, we want to take our guaranteed title shot, and instead of against the tag team champions, we want a shot at the NXT Women's Championship. I think the only reason WWE did this is because they looked at it, Mandy Rose and Cora Jade. Now, Cora Jade is somebody that I really like. She's very young, has a lot of upside to her. I was blessed enough when she was on the Independents to work with her at one show. I was very impressed with everything that she did. Is now the time for her to be the NXT champion? I would have waited on this. But I think Io Shirai is on her way up to the main roster as well. Kaylee Ray, they really haven't positioned her, even though she was a longtime champion at NXT UK. They have not really positioned her as a viable challenger for the NXT Women's Championship. And Mandy Rose, much like Dolan and Jane, has not really been that great of a champion. Her championship reign has not been very good at all. I believe we are going to see a new era, a younger era, and it's going to be Cora Jade as the brand new NXT Women's Champion. Lucas is disagreeing with me. He's going Solo Sikoa in the North American Championship match. He is agreeing on Ciampa and going with Kaylee Ray. Okay. All right. Let's move on. We've got the NXT Tag Team Championship Triple Threat Imperium, Fabian Eichner and Marcel Bartel taking on the Creed Brothers and MSK. MSK, they have been teasing the heel turn from them. I really don't think it's going to happen at this point in time. The Creed Brothers, as big of a push as they have been getting, I don't think the time is now for them to be the champions. Imperium, I really like what Eichner and Barthel have been doing, and they need to be the champions for a lot longer. This needs to continue on because, as I will explain in just a little bit, they need to hold on to those titles for a while because there's going to be something more coming down the line. Now, we know the Creed brothers have been facing some opposition, some mysterious opposition. They were attacked by a mysterious team. Everybody was thinking it was MSK. Nope, it's not them. We found out that there was a mysterious text message that came in on one of the Creed brothers' phones. I believe it's Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams. Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams are going to move themselves into the tag team division. And all right, we are back. So, as I was saying, The Creed brothers, it's not the time for them. We are going to see a retention by Imperium. Speaking of Imperium, we move on to LA Knight versus Gunther. Now, much like Tommaso Ciampa, this could be LA Knight's swan song in NXT. And Gunther, I hate calling him that. I'm going to call him Walter. Walter is getting geared up for an NXT championship run. He is going to be the #1 contender very soon. This is going to be a hard-hitting match, as it always is with Walter. LA Knight will get a little bit of offense in. This is really going to be dominated by Walter. LA Knight is on his way out. Walter will pick up the victory. And we move on to the main event. The NXT champion, Dolph Ziggler, the surprising champion, taking on the former champion, Braun Breaker. I actually like the idea of Dolph Ziggler picking up the victory in that triple threat match because it gave some mainstream or main roster credence to the NXT championship. We saw Braun Breaker come up to the main roster for a couple of shows. We've seen Dolph Ziggler appear on main roster programming with the NXT championship. And now he gets to defend it against Braun Breaker. Breaker is going to become the 2-time NXT champion because, doggone it, his dad and his uncle just got inducted into the into the WWE Hall of Fame tonight. This is going to be the huge weekend for Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker's going to win, and we are going to see Walter very soon be his next contender. That may be a little bit down the road, but Braun Breaker, he is going to be on his way up to the main roster very soon as well. I think sometime early this summer he will be, and that means he's going to end up dropping the title to Walter, but Braun Breaker is going to come out of WrestleMania weekend as the new NXT champion. Lucas is disagreeing with me again, going with the Creed brothers. Obviously, Walter and Breaker. Thank you very much, Lucas. Greatly appreciate it. Well, go ahead and leave it in the comments what you think is going to end up happening in all of these matches. I believe this is actually going to be a very fun premium live event for NXT. All of these matches actually have the potential to be really good. That ladder match is going to be absolutely crazy. I am actually looking forward to that one. And I can't wait to see the NXT Tag Team Championship match because I believe we are going to see Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams get involved in that match. It will happen if Carmelo Hayes does drop the NXT North American Championship. But leave your comments here. I will be responding to them tomorrow throughout the day. Not 100% sure if I'm going to be doing WrestleScope Weekly on Saturday or Sunday this week. We'll have to see how things go. I may jump in because there's going to be a lot to talk about based off of what happened with Ring of Honor tonight, Impact Wrestling, NXT Stand and Deliver, last news and notes going into WrestleMania tomorrow. So as soon as I am able to post a time, I will get that posted for you guys. But greatly appreciate you tuning in this late in the evening. No, Walter will not hold the title for 600 days if he wins the NXT Championship. He will have a prolonged run, but it will not be 600 days. But he will be the NXT Champion before we get out of the summer. Thank you very much again for tuning in, everybody. Don't forget, please go to the link tree. Follow all of my different social media accounts, wherever you may be checking this out. And again, thank you very much for tuning in. Get ready for 2 long days of professional wrestling after a great evening tonight. But tomorrow I will talk about Ring of Honor, Supercard of Honor, Impact Wrestling, the NXT Hall of Fame, and the WWE Hall of Fame, and NXT Stand and Deliver. Have a great night. Sorry I'm so quiet. I'll be back in the studio tomorrow. Have a good night, everybody.